One, two, one, two, one, two. Bad Truth is in the building, man. What's going down? Monday. Listen and learn. You know what I mean? How y'all feeling out there? Bad Truth. That's what's up. Man, listen, today, man, we still gonna keep into our little theme of the Black History Month. And if you seen the title, it was investment strategies. And so what I would wanted to basically do today, man, is I got my brother from another mother, man. You know what I mean? Man, this dude grew up far as like in the music game, performing at Juneteenth, and you know what I mean, getting it from the mud on the block. We originated as a Seven Deuce, you know what I mean, from the money era, and so we was just gonna chop it up with a few people today, man. This is a really busy season of the year, man. Tax time is here. Ladies is cashing out. A lot of people is cashing out right now. Let me get my comments in here. I see we got somebody that's on deck. And so yeah, I want y'all to tap in today, man, and really, man, be in tune, man, because my man, uh, you know, he's one of my brothers who really like took the street game and then transferred it to the real estate. And reason why I'm so proud of fam is because right before I went to the joint, I almost had my agent's license from Mel Foster too. So you dig what I'm saying? We always kind of think of like far as like trapping and getting money in music and stuff like that, man. And so, I felt it was very necessary, man, that we do a show and we try to turn our black people on to like some smart investment strategies, man. Because like last week, I was giving y'all like a little bit of what was going down with Black Wall Street. Um, Remember we had the little thing where I was telling you about how black people was on top of their square, and then they came through and they started a little fight and they shut it down, and we lost millions on that, and they still haven't refunded or repaid or repaired the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma for that, like right now. And so today I was chopping it up with my guy. I told y'all like last week I wanted him to get on here so he can kind of drop a little bit of knowledge about what he got going on and how he doing it far as like making investments in like houses, or you know what I mean? Because whenever you get a lump sum of money, man, you really do get an opportunity to do something with it. Um, a lot of times, we as black people, man, we like to floss. You know what I mean? We like to stunt and get out there and do it big, post it on Facebook, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But then when you turn around and you come back home, you still looking at them bills, or you back to ground zero by May. You dig what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna bring him in. We're gonna chop it up, man. We're just gonna keep it a buck at all times and stuff like that, man. And so uh ladies, tap in, and even fellas, man, I want y'all to tap in. Some people might be late, and then some people's gonna double back and watch it, man. But I'm gonna bring my dog in real quick. Paper, paper, Paul. What's the word, baby?
You can hear me?
Yeah, it still kind of had like that delay, but I can hear you. What's going down, man?
Man, I like that little intro, man. All good luck.
Yeah, hey, I just did that right now on the second because I forgot that I was supposed to be doing it, and so I snatched a picture off your thing and put it in there with the little music, and you dig what I'm saying, and hurry up and made something so you know what I mean people can know we professional about this. You dig what I'm saying? What's the word, man?
Professional look. Man,
Shit,
just trying to get into it, bro. Straight up.
your
Congrats.
microphone is kind of static in a little bit. Okay, check it out now. Let's see.
What about now?
Give it a test. It's a little bit. You know what I mean? But
Let me try to. Is this better?
that do sound a little bit better. You don't hear the static.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you sound a little bit better. So listen, man, I'm just gonna kind of give you like the backdrop of what we're doing. You know what I mean? I seen Tasha Teague. She had liked the show, so people gonna be like in and out. You dig what I'm saying? And some people are watching, and they just you won't even see them that they going live with me. They'll just be watching from afar. They might just be watching it on the public page, but I wanted to get you on here, man. I needed to chop it up with you, man. It's been a long time coming. We needed to sit down, man, and like really like, bump heads, iron sharpen iron, man. And when I seen you, matter of fact, we kind of did the same thing for New Year's. I was at church, you was at
Yeah.
church. You dig what I'm saying? So I look, but when it was all over, I look over there, I'm like, Paper Paul, he at church. And so I started off at church. And but man, this is what was on my heart, man. And then I'm gonna let you have the floor. I talk to like a lot of people, and then a lot of people like right now, it's like tax time. Mainly like a lot of the ladies, they get a hold to some money. Then on not only that, take that you get the ladies, they get a chance to cash out at tax time. Then you got these little some thirsty dudes, or maybe you with your girl and you trying to ride off of her coattail. You dig what I'm saying? You on her coattail, you on her bumper, because she just sit up here and she didn't claim these kids. Now she's sitting on 10 or 11,000, and now here we are. We got this money. So the first thing some people going to do, they're going to jump into a car. They go into a car lot. They're going to try to find them a little whip. Some people might pay their bills up, for pay their rent up for a couple of months. But then you got this guy over here. Like I said, not, all ladies might not even have a guy. He might want to try to go get him some Jordans. He might want to go out and get a couple of outfits. Somebody going to shoot out of town. They're going to be posting it all on Facebook. Like, man, we in Miami. We in Houston. We in the ATL. And when you get a lump sum of money like that, man, what I was trying to think specifically for our people, you know what I mean? When we talking about black people, man, we got to start making some better choices, man. And that's one thing I got to always applaud you for, commend you for, man. Like when you get that money, whenever you done touched a lump sum of money or something, you always done made some pretty smart investments. You know what I mean? Whether they fail and you learn from it and you bounce back and you do something all over again, tap into it, man. And from your perspective, what kind of advice would you give to some of our people, man, like right now as they touching this bread?
Um, First, thanks for having me on. Appreciate
Right.
that. Um, Congrats on. Um, I know you're getting your insurance license.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. That background check, but yeah, and with God's will, is about to be here at any day now.
So me personally, what I, when you a certain age, you always have some fun, save, leave. Know, you these people. If you don't have any money saved, I think you need to take and like, let's say you're getting back, thinking them out in your head and be like, you know what, yeah, I'm getting, but 3,000 of this out, so really I'm getting 12,000 back, right?
Right.
Putting money to a side is, and I mean literally, do it's out of sight, out of mind, right?
Right.
So you go get another bank account, and with that bank debit card, you don't get money in the bank, right? You just straight forget about it. I think that I don't believe anybody should be off anything if they don't have any fall back on if shit gets tough out. That to me, you know
Right.
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Now,
It's
time out. Because number one, man, we having this mic problem, man, and I don't want you to drop no gem on them, and they don't get it. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase what you just said. One of the things he was just saying. See, I don't know what we got to do, man, because I need you to give them this, man, because I don't want them to miss this. Basically, what I was hearing you saying, like, say for instance, if a person return is like 15,000, take 3,000 of that, and it's a no-brainer. Put it up, out of sight, out of mind. So therefore, I only got 12,000. I'm working with 12,000. I want to forget about that 3,000. If I heard you correctly, did you say before you go out and start shopping and spending, you know what I mean? Cut all of that out unless you got something to fall back on. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah.
correct.
Um, I don't know what you can do with your mic, man, but I don't want them to miss this because our people, man, for real, they need to hear that because, okay, ladies and even your fellas, you dig what I'm saying? Any of y'all that's getting ready to touch this money, like he said, a good way to start investing and start putting money up. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Since you said that, I remember my cousin, man. We had this factor when we was hustling on the block. And I remember he told me, don't ever touch any of like your cop money or spend any money, go buy any shoes until you see $1,000. When you see $1,000, go cop you a zip, put it up, put the rest, whatever's remaining, whatever the zip is costing at that time. Take that and put that to the side and then stack another 1,000. And once you get that from there, now you got your cop money and you got a zip. Now I'm not telling nobody, I'm not trying to get nobody to glorify the streets, but that's damn near basically what you was saying. Like basically, like, listen, it ain't no time to go out here in front and floss if you ain't got no fallback. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, so keep going, man. Let me see if we can hear you. I need you to get
I
me
just
there.
I don't. can you hear me
It's
good
like
enough?
your mic is cutting in and out, man, and sometimes
I
Restream
don't
is weird like that.
that
Imma be talking to Go ahead.
when we test earlier, that's what was happening on your end. Couldn't really hear you. But anyway, and I say that because like I think adults we don't really take we so quick to judge everybody else's assessment of ourselves. We try to make it. I don't. This is just me. I'm not trying. I just believe it's not okay. Okay to have goose eggs in front of in front of it,
Right,
and you'll have something say. As an adult, I just don't even know how I would feel if I didn't have if all else fails. At least I got 5 bands. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like when it
right.
comes to investing, if all else fails, right?
Right. And
Taxes.
see your mic, yeah, and see your mic is still cutting out, man, and you dropping knowledge, man. And I needed them to get that. I really need them to be able to hear that. One of the things that I want to piggyback ride on what you just said, though, you keep saying the word adult. You don't really
Yes.
feel like adults should do that. And see, one thing I want to try to tell the viewers, you know what I mean, just because you're 21 or like say 18 and over and you getting like a tax refund, maybe you got some kids, it don't make you no an adult. An adult, the way that you carry yourself is when you can handle your business and you can start thinking logically about how to make moves, how I'm gonna set this up. Like you said, like you know what I mean. Do you got fallback money on? And see, coming from the streets, sometimes you know what I mean. You see it where guys is hustling, they get hit, they go to prison, and now they ain't got no bail money, or they ain't got no lawyer
Tap
money.
out.
Yeah,
Out.
because but they was at the club though, shining.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
I
So,
think. I
and so,
think
but the goose eggs, give me an example of what you're saying, like about the money, and break that whole
when
theory down real quick.
when I say zeros, like if you're in front of that zero, right?
Hmm.
But just do it. That like you at a certain age, you got to kind of think for the future. You got to be like I am getting this lump sum back in taxes or whatever it is. You just got a lump sum coming your way. Part of that lump sum, put it up. Don't even think about it. Just forget about it.
Yeah,
The first step to wanting to invest. Essentially,
yeah,
you are investing into your future. Um, a rainy day. Money sitting up. Don't get it up. We'll find something to do. Right? It'll find an emergency. It'll find a vacation. Do money
hmm,
like to stay busy,
right,
right? This is why you put that part up and forget it. It's out of sight, out of
exactly,
mind. It's out of
right,
sight. Out of mind. So the rest of the money that you a list of things you could do, you know, to part of that money stay within your equal. Let's be honest. People get lump sum want to um, take a vacation. They do want to treat themselves. But if you get a lump sum, take some and keep your kind of. You have a job. I get it, right? You got a job. Having an extra source of income is I have a side hustle money. You got to
right,
just job. And if your job provided for you, you wouldn't be so excited when tax. Because
exactly.
obviously, if you get getting taxes, really making a lot of money. I don't like when tax time come around. I got feel me.
Hmm.
I hate it. Like I'm paying, but you got to understand when you are you your business partner is Uncle Say his ass, even though he don't do nothing. But time come around. This time come around, I got to dig it to the. But if you are getting money back from that amount, is take some of that, put it, take a part of that, and that you want to do, and you like me per se pallets, right? So yeah, I do real pallets. So I
Right.
buy air fryers and ring and vacuum cleaners or whatever you could think of. Buy pallets of that for a price. I get it
Okay,
off.
listen to this real quick. Hold on,
And
time out real quick, because you dropping some knowledge on them. So I was talking to Kevin while you was doing your thing. I see your guest is using Safari, which does have audio processing issues, unfortunately. He says, please ask your guest to try switch it to another browser like Chrome to improve the quality of the stream. Please note that if you're streaming from a mobile device, that Safari will be the only option. So do you understand anything that he's saying?
hell yeah.
Okay. So he's saying try a different browser like Chrome or something like that. He said because if you're going through Safari, then that audio processing issues, unfortunately. Because you dropping knowledge on them because like the little stuff that you telling them to invest in, man, I really need them to get this because um one of the things that I be seeing and like you saying, I get it, paper. You dig what I'm saying? Tax time come around at one time of the year and so now you're seeing this big lump sum. So you feeling like I need to treat myself. You know what I mean? I need to get some shoes, the kids, we just did this and that. But if they really think about it, we just did Christmas. So we really ain't got to go out and blow out really for the kids and try to get them together and stuff like that. You got a couple of more weeks to get something for spring break or like, you know what I mean? When it's time to let's say get like summer clothes and stuff like that. But I feel everything that you're saying because if they can get it into their mind to make like a smart investment to say, okay, I'm about to take some of this bread, I'm about to put it up and I'm gonna forget about it. Because as you get done talking, I know a few things that you know what I mean that I have been learning. Okay, let me try you from this other one. Okay.
Okay.
Talk and
Talk
see
and
how
see how is this better?
yeah,
Yeah.
now you right on point.
Okay, bet. Yeah,
All right. So okay, so listen. All right, we only like 17 minutes in it. I need you to go back and give them that spiel about okay, when they get in the lump sum, a couple of different things. Cause like what I was trying to say to you know what I mean, to piggyback off of what you were saying, I feel it. All right, okay, lump sum once a year. You know what I mean? Here come a couple of bands. But you know what I mean? You have to be able to be disciplined with your money to say, I'm gonna put up a certain amount and I'm gonna sit this to the side and I'm just not gonna touch it. You dig what I'm saying?
Literally forget about it. Don't
Right.
even think about it. Am I still lagging or am I
No,
good?
no, no, no. You on point now. So that was the problem. I appreciate you,
Wow.
Kev. So if Kevin is watching us, thanks, Kev. The little text, they jump in behind the scenes. So now, please, just real quick, double back and give me the eggs, the zero. Give it back to them full circle so they can hear everything you were saying.
So let's say a person's getting back about 15K in taxes, or they're getting back 10,000. I'll use 10,000 because that's like pretty much an average amount. I know some people are getting 20,000 stuff like that, but let's use 10,000 as a marker, right? Out of that 10,000, I would say take like 2 grand, put it to the side, forget about it. Even if you got to open it up another bank account and don't ask for a debit card, it's just a straight savings account. It's there for a rainy day, and you just forgetting about it. You're not gonna touch it. You're gonna forget about it. You're gonna try to hold that money in that account for a full year until next tax season, right?
Right.
So now you got 8,000 left, right? Obviously, you're gonna want to treat yourself. We get it, but out of that 8,000, you need to think of something that fits into your life that you could make money from.
Exactly.
So out of that 8,000, decide to invest maybe 2 or 3,000 or 2,000, and you might be like, well, what can I invest $2,000 on? Me per se, pallets. I got into flipping pallets, and it was like a $2,000 investment, if that. I bought 2 pallets. It came up to about a total of like $1,800, and out of that $1,800, I made about $7,000
Right.
from selling the merch on the pallets.
Right.
Um, and that's just a way for you to have an extra income, or
Well,
you
we
know
call it a side hustle.
a side hustle.
You dig
So
what I'm saying? A side hustle.
now I like Yeezys, right? I like Yeezys. Yeezys are like $300-400, right?
Hmm.
So before I buy a pair of Yeezys, I'll buy a pallet for like $500, right? Sell most of the stuff on there, make about $800, and then go buy the Yeezys.
Exactly. So now you bringing that if you're gonna make 800, give me my five back, and the Yeezys was just off the pallet.
Yeezys is off the pallet. Let me go buy another
Exactly.
pallet. So like that's just how I believe people should
Hey man, we're
operate.
gonna have to talk about them pallets because I might have to jump in on that with you. You dig
It's
what
a
I'm
it's a
saying?
bro. It's a real easy. easy way to make money. I wanted online money, and I didn't want to have to go like an Amazon route. I kind of wanted to have more control over it.
Right.
So me buying pallets and posting on Facebook Marketplace, I'm getting hits left and right, because I'm posting good shit. It's air fryers, it's vacuum cleaners, it's robot vacuum cleaners, it's ring
Mhm.
doorbells, it's shit like that.
And so,
I'm
but
pimping.
listen, we'll talk a little bit more about like what's on the palette, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Maybe you might want to come back and just what I mean, talk about that just on the level of itself. But one of the reasons why I also want to get you on here too to chop it up is because you made a transition into this real estate, and
Yeah,
that's been going not pretty. It's been going good for you. You dig
yeah,
what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so. And when we talking to our people, man, we keeping it a buck with them at all times, man. We used to get it from the mud. So give me a backdrop on you getting it from there, now transitioning to the real estate. And what if they had like a little bit of something to invest into like a home or something like
Yeah.
that?
So I was gonna get to that as well. Yep. So I said that I mentioned the palace because that's a real easy way for somebody to continue to flip money and
Yeah.
keep money in their
And
economy,
yeah,
right?
and real quick before you go into the real estate, one of the things that you said that was so sincere when we say side hustle. Remember, he said, find something that fits you, that you like to do. You
Yeah.
see, you got people out here that's cooking, you got people that's selling
Right.
drinks,
Right.
whatever it is, take another percentage of the money, like you said. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? Once you put the one money off, we ain't touching this money. This money is for a rainy day, just in case something happened. I would
Right.
say go ahead and take another sum just like that. Maybe take another 2,000 and just invest it into something. And just sometimes people, when you're making an investment and you trying to side hustle, stop being scared and get out there, man. And sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith and get out there and see that profit proceed. And guess what? If something happens to the point where it doesn't bounce back or it doesn't, progress like you wanted to, guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna get the knowledge. So you'll know how to do it again. People don't understand them side hustles are so real and that you have to take a chance. Scared money don't make money. You know what I
No,
mean?
I believe like one source of income just ain't gonna get it. That's just what
No.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe you have to have a few different incomes, in order to keep a nice life,
Yeah.
like just a decent life. I just feel like you got to keep a couple of different
Right.
incomes coming in. Me personally, so like let's say a person wanted to, let's say they got their tax return back and they wanted to get into real estate. Well, obviously, if you do have a job and you are getting taxes back and you don't own a property, there's as long as you have 2 years worth of filed income tax returns and a 640 credit score, you can pretty much get into a property.
Right.
You can pretty much get into a property. And that property could be up to 4 units, right? There's so many different down payment programs that they provide in the Quad Cities. I like Illinois programs versus Iowa programs, but they're both good.
Hmm.
Um, these programs provide down payment assistance to buyers. So it doesn't take a lot to get into a property. So let's say, you go to a lender, you say, hey, I want to get pre-approved on a home loan. They're going to check your credit score, obviously, and they're going to, verify that you've been at a job for 2 years and you filed tax returns 2 years in a row. And, you might get pre-approved for 150,000.
Hmm.
150,000, the down payment is only, give me one sec, I should know this off top. But the down payment is only 5,200 bucks.
Right.
You could get you a dupe. I know several duplexes right now for sale for
Speak on that one because this is the truth one right
130,000.
here.
You know what I'm saying? 100. I know where duplex at right now, side by side. Um, is both sides are rented out. Both tenants are month to month, and I mean literally, he wants 125,000 for that place. And
Right.
with an FHA loan, that's only, I want to say 3750
Right.
down payment. That's
So
it.
okay, so let me paint a picture for my people real quick. All right. So what you just said, I'm gonna walk them through it and give them the bare truth. Say for instance, I got a friend, she's a CNA.
2,300.
So she's a CNA. She been at her job for like 7 years. She been filing taxes for 7 years.
Yeah.
So right now, you know what I mean. She just either and she renting out properties and stuff like that. So she can come through this program. You dig what I'm saying? And get assistance on lending or even nothing else. Say she cash out on her income tax, 3750 can get her into my man's duplex. Now listen, she got two choices, right? She got two tenants staying in there. Now she can collect the rent a month and be paying off the mortgage and putting something in her pocket, or either she can live on one side and having a tenant on the other side and be paying it out.
That's correct.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that's correct.
Okay, so keep
That's
on
a house
going.
hack. That's a
Keep
house
going.
hack. I mean, there's like let's say a person wants to be real bold, right? Like let's say you want to be real bold. Let's say do get back like 10, 15,000, and you like, you know what, I'm sick of this whole, 9 to 5 going to work thing. I really want some, financial independence. You could really pull off a Airbnb without owning the property. You could say literally like to get into an Airbnb, you just basically renting a place, right? Renting an apartment out. You furnishing
Mhm.
the apartment, and then you posting that apartment on Airbnb. Now you can hear this all in TikTok and all this and Instagram, and people be like, "Oh, do Airbnb," but obviously you do got to get the landlord's permission. Like
Right,
let's you know let's not get it twisted. You got to get the
right,
landlord's permission in order to sublet. Most landlords won't mind. They won't mind, especially if you are honest and telling them what you're doing. Like, hey, I'm running an Airbnb business. This would be a perfect property for me. So literally, that's like a $5,000 investment because you got a first month's rent, you got deposit, and then you got to furnish the place.
right,
And you can post that thing on Airbnb, and there goes some passive income coming in to you every month off of a $5,000 investment, and it gives you something to do. It gives you
right.
something to do.
Okay. I'm typing in talking to Kev for giving us that little tip to show us out. Cause yeah, you know what? I seen one of those little situations like on YouTube, and he was talking about, you know what I mean, what it would take, say if you were to sublease and do the Airbnb. And one of the things that I wanted to let people know, I just had a brother that just came in here, you know what I mean, and he got his hair cut. And real good guy. He comes in from out of town, and an insurance adjuster. And so, long as the weather is good and permitting, he's up on top of the roof and he does the insurance adjusters. And so he's staying inside a hotel, right? And so we was just talking about the Airbnbs, and he was just talking about all the people that's from Amazon that's down here now staying in the hotel rooms. And then I had another guy that was here earlier today, little young brother. He ain't nothing but like 23, and he's a traveling nurse, and he was talking about how he's going here and there. And so when you start seeing these Airbnbs, this is what people need to think about, man. It's just like that money is here. i
It,
was i was
it
saying,
is.
man, listen, I kicked it with these people for Thanksgiving, and they rented out an Airbnb and they did their Thanksgiving dinner in there. And I mean, we kicked it and we had fun. So if you furnish this thing and do it right, give me what's some of the numbers a night for Airbnb.
So depending on the host of the Airbnb, um, there's software called Price that will adjust during weekends and weekdays. So on average, you could see anywhere from like a $89 to $159. On
Right,
average, and that's a home, right? That's a two-bed home. So my homeboy, one of my business partners, he owns 40 Airbnbs,
right,
and he's killing it, murdering it, murdering it. I mean, murdering it. His first year, I think, his first Airbnb in the first 8 months. This is 2 years ago when he first started doing it. His first Airbnb in the first 8 months made him 20 grand.
right. You see what I'm
You know,
saying?
8 months, twenty
Man,
thousand. That was just
right.
one unit. You know what I mean? So when he seen that, he just started doubling up. It was a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But
And so,
that's a good way to have your money earn money for you.
right.
That little $5,000 investment. You
Mhm.
know, some of these Airbnbs are making like 3 grand a month, 3, 4 grand a month.
Exactly. And so a lot of you ladies, y'all should probably think about that though too, especially like say if you own your home or if you're renting and like say you got like a basement or something, always think because that can also be like a side hustle if you got like a nice area that you can rent that you can fix up. Because I know this lady over in Rock Island. She lives in her crib, but she stays upstairs like in the attic spot. But the rest of her house, she Airbnbs and be it out. You dig what I'm saying? And she's charging like 63 or $67 a night for each room. And so
Yeah,
she everybody got like a space. They got a cabinet to themselves. They got like space containers in the refrigerator so they can do it. They clean up after themselves. Now it can be different. You dig what I'm saying? You got to check it out. But I'm just thinking like side hustle. Like it's so many
yeah,
different ways to get money, man. And so
there is. There
Sh
is. I'm
and
a
and but hold on, just I'm the reason why I'm glad that you're giving it to them, y'all. And I really want y'all to take this in, even for the people that are double back and watch it like later on. You know what I mean? Listen to what fam is saying, because when you get these opportunities of money, always think about how can you double that money. You know what I mean? Like, how if I see 10,000, I want to see, like, man, can I see 20? You know what I mean? And first I'm gonna try to get to 15. If I can get to 15, I could put the 10 up. Let me take the 5 and try to run it up. You dig what I'm saying? I'm
Right,
always thinking like that, man. And so
right.
yeah. And
And,
so
and that's another thing I wanted to. I'm glad you mentioned that because I do want us as a people.
yeah,
If I'm going to speak directly, so I when you start doing things legit wise, don't look for the double up.
right.
It's not there. If you want to double up, go sell crack.
Straight up.
Straight up, like seriously,
Yeah,
go sell drugs. If you want to like take 1,000 and make 2,000, go sell crack because you should look for a 30% return on your money.
right.
Like, and if you get more than that, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's good. But just because you take 1,000 and you invest it and you invest 1,000, don't think it's gonna make you 2,000, right?
right.
Like I said, look for like $300.
Mm-hmm.
Look for $400. You took 1,000 and you made $400 off that 1,000.
Yeah.
I put that fucking $1,000 up.
Right. Because once you get to put your money back up, now you playing with other
You play
money.
with profit,
Yeah, now you playing
right?
with profit. And so that's how it sort of is on like the nightgowns and the sock sets that I be doing. I wasn't really making a lot of money on them. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I wasn't really coming up. That wasn't a double up. But what it does do is it pumps the brand for the podcast. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At the same time, it gives me something else to do that I love to do. And then next thing you know, I get to put that money up. And then pretty soon I want to look for a pot so I can just start playing with clothes. You dig what I'm saying?
right.
And so I'm gonna tell you who I was just talking to yesterday who was saying that. My man Ken Lee. He's killing them on the cooking game, man. And I went through there and I got some dinners from him. And he just said, man, basically, the price that I get for this and that, he said I might, triple up on certain things. He says, but like on the fish dinners and the chicken, I'm just trying to make a few $100s a day. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just trying to
That's
make, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Take nothing and turn it into something. You know what I
correct.
mean? Right.
When a person rewires their mind to think like that,
Right.
you'll get better results.
Yeah.
You'll get way better results. So even when I started to flip the pallets, or even when I flip a house, I'm not looking to double my money per se. Like I'm like if I take 30 grand and I put it into a rehab and then it makes me 50, I really just made 20,000.
Right.
Right? That's fine. I'm fine with that because I made
Yeah.
20 grand within like 60 days or 90 days.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. You can't
I,
be mad at that.
I can't
You
be mad at that.
can't be mad at that.
And if I do that 3 times a year,
That's 60.
that's 60 grand. That's an extra, 60
Right.
grand I did off of, and that's just on flips. But I'm also getting money as a realtor or
Right.
wholesale. Like I'm not. I guess I'm not looking for $1 million just from one thing per se.
Yeah.
I'll take that $1 million from
Any
a
which way
few
you can get it.
from a few different things.
Yeah, and so like that last little picture of the commercial, that's what I was looking for. And it's like you stacking your coins with a strategy. A few coins over here, a few coins over there, a few coins over there. You dig what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And pretty soon, when you come through and collect all them coins up, boy, it's gonna look really good.
yeah,
It's gonna be a big
absolutely.
pile. It's gonna be a heap sum. You know what I mean? And so, like, all right. So one of the things that I've been doing, like when I've been going through the insurance, man, and to tell you the truth, paper, hey, I was drawing unemployment, man, and I winded up going to an interview because they take you through so much now just to get the in unemployment, and then you got to fill out like so many job applications and stuff like that. And so I had to go to this little interview just to let my caseworker know that I was out here and I was beating up the block trying to
Yeah,
find a job. And so I go to this little interview with Banker's Life. They want you to put on the tie. So I'm like, if I'm gonna be working, I ain't doing no more factories. I got to be somewhere where I can be fresh. And so I go in there and I just give them a little interview. I just give them me, man. I leave, and they had their corporate people from Des Moines call me back, and they said, "Well, hey, this lady was really impressed with your interview, and she wants to know that if she would pay for the insurance classes, would you be willing to, to go get your license?" I'm like, "Y'all gonna pay for it?" I'm like, "Yeah." So soon as I get into it, paper, it's like I started feeling like us again, like on Seven News. You dig
right.
what I'm saying? You remember
Yeah,
the late nights up grinding. I'm
yeah,
up grinding, reading the computer, checking out all of these stuff, and I'm checking out all of these different things that we can invest money into that'll catch up with us in the long run, like
Yeah.
annuities. You dig what I'm saying? Like, say if they get a lump sum and they can drop down on annuity that can start paying off within like another year, giving you like a lump sum. And like, here's a few things that I was going to share with them. And have you ever messed with any of the mutual funds or anything like that?
You know what? I had, you know what's that's a good question. My dad had a mutual funds for me and my brother and my sister, and this was years ago. I cashed mine out.
Right.
Mutual, whatever he had in a fund called Pioneer, and it
Mm.
just wasn't moving fast enough for me.
Right.
It wasn't moving fast enough. So I cashed my. We all cashed our shit out. Matter of fact.
Right. And so one of the reason why I was trying to tell the people about the mutual funds, because ladies, when you start thinking about a side hustle, because one of the things about the mutual fund is that, maybe they might want to get some more knowledge about it, or when they find them a broker, somebody that can sit down and break it down with them. But I'm talking to men though too. You dig what I'm saying? If you feel like, okay, you got a little chick, she got some income taxes, and you're gonna cash out, so you're gonna get some of that little paper, man, you could take some of that money and put it into like a mutual fund or ETF. And what these are is like stocks and bonds where they taking a bunch of companies and they put them in a basket. You dig what I'm saying? And so with the mutual fund, what it's doing is growing because all right, you might have like about 20 to maybe 100 companies that you got like a share, but it's a bunch of y'all and y'all got shares in it. And so like say, what if one is falling, that ain't doing so good today, but then again you got another 18 different companies or medium companies, small companies, or large companies, and they maxing out. So all of a sudden you still making some money. You dig what I'm saying? But it's something that you can put some money into and you can just sit on it. You dig what I'm saying? And one of the things I was trying to like, turn them on to, like say for instance, you can pay up a mutual fund, like you can catch one at a low price and like say this tax time, give them $500 and pay it up for the year. Next year, make the same contributions and put another 500 into it. And that way you ain't even got to mess with it for like the whole year. Sort of like the 2000 you just told them to put up and forget about. Take
Yeah.
that 500 and throw it into like a mutual fund or either a Roth, an IRA Roth, like
Yeah.
what I mean, one of these retirement accounts where you ain't even got to worry about it. Just sit it over there and let that thing sit. And you will come back to that in like about 10 years and you'll be sitting on something serious. You know what I mean? You'll really have some little change to put up, man. And so these are
It's
just like some
compound
little
interest.
bitty. Go ahead. What you say?
I just said it's compound interest. Like I don't, and that's another thing. I don't think we think too far ahead in the future. Which I don't care what anybody says. I still feel like I'm 20. I still remember what it was like to be 20. You know what I mean? Like even though that shit was damn near 20 years, it was 20 years ago, over 20 years
Right.
ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like this how I operate now, Suge. I'll tell you, like I'm like, what would 50-year-old Paul tell 40-year-old Paul?
Right.
You feel me? That's how I operate because I know what 40-year-old Paul would tell 20-year-old Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I so like we do got to start operating like that.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely looking 5, 10 years ahead.
Cause we made a lot of bread, man. We blew a lot of money. You
Well,
know what I
so
mean?
yeah,
Man,
right,
man, blew
right.
a lot.
That train.
Yeah, I blew a lot of paper. You dig what I'm saying? And but we live and we learn. You know what I mean? So like when I came home and I seen you doing what you doing, I even see Wayniac doing what he was doing. Like I try to tell people it's real recognize real, man. So real people, they gonna make it. And that's not to say, people that's out there that's hurting or struggling that you ain't real. But what you can do is that you can always level up. You can always read something, level up, get online, sit down and talk to somebody that knows something and try to figure life out. You know what I mean? Because as you're making these decisions, how many times has people got their income tax and then went out and went to Miami, went to Houston, come back, and that's it? It's a wrap.
Yeah,
You dig what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like my man, he was just trying to tell me, he was just trying to say, listen, man, he said, his shorty, and I ain't trying to put him on blast. He was like, they getting ready, they had made a trip, they want to go down to Miami, and they she wants to get a boat for like $950 for like for like a couple of hours, a yacht. They want to rent out a yacht, and I want to say it's probably like 2 hours for $950. And so this is what we saying, ladies. We saying like, listen, and we not. I'm not poking the finger at y'all or saying nothing like that. I really respect Lakeisha Worthy, her hustle, man, and I'm waiting to jump into that braiding class because I cut hair. If I can learn how to braid and do dreads, I'll really be cracking in. But what I really want to try to give my sisters, Keish, I really want to give them something to say, hey, let me take this money, man, and let me make a smart investment, man. And because we always talking about being bosses and leveling up, but some people ain't taking the necessary steps, man. You know?
Yeah, no, I think part of the reason why people want to ball out a lot is because the barrier entry to luxury items and luxury experiences, that barrier entry is at an all-time low. There was a time where, um, if you wanted to get a Bentley or rent a Bentley or go stay in a very nice place like a nice villa or something, the cost of that was through the roof, and the access to it was, kind of hard.
Right.
Now, if you want to drive a Bentley, all you got to do is download Turo, the app. Somebody on there renting a Bentley out. If you can go down and rent a boat for a couple hours. You can go get an Airbnb for $1,000 a night or $600 a night, and you can look like you can even buy secondhand Gucci goods and secondhand Louis Vuitton goods, and you look like you doing it. The
Right.
barrier entry to luxury is at an all time low.
Right. And I feel you on that because I tell you now, a lot of these trips. Hey, what's up, Auntie? A lot of these say what are they doing? They're giving like the packages, like, so like, say for instance, when my sister and them get down here, we about to put it together, so when I turn 50, like next year, I'm going out to LA. You dig what I'm saying? We're gonna go out to LA, just a big group of people, family. We're gonna go out there. I got a cousin that's out there in North Hollywood, and so, what I mean, we're gonna go out to LA for my 50th, you know what I mean, just to be doing something. But
Right.
they got deals and packages where, you know what I mean, people can really, like, spend like a little bit of something, and then they can get somewhere, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, this is what I want my people to understand. I don't ever want you to think that, you know what I mean, like, you don't deserve a trip or that you don't deserve nice things. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is like this right here. What if you would fall back for like about a year? Say, you know what? I ain't even gonna club, because this is one thing I learned about club, about clothes, about people, about cars. Guess what, paper? It ain't going nowhere. Man, listen, I literally disappeared for 15 years in prison, and I came back home, and it's the same thing. You see
It's
the
the same
people that's
shit, bro.
leveling up, you see the people that's doing that. But listen, the district's still pumping, the Elks still pumping. Listen, I won a breakdance contest in the Elks when I was 8 years old, when it was called the Motorcycle Club back in 1982. And I can
Yeah,
still go down there to that, right there to that same place. I can show you right there where the dartboard was at. That's where the dance floor was at. And I won a breakdance contest right there. You dig what I'm saying? In 1982. So
right,
now it's 2022, 2023, and y'all still there? And it's the same
right,
people, and we still right here. So what that tells you? That tells me that we didn't miss out on nothing. You're not gonna
right.
miss out on nothing.
No,
So if you can slow your roll for like a minute, and like every now and then you might want to step out around here, go somewhere, have your little drink, dance, see people, and then get out the way. But man, what if they would just take some of these lump sums, this money, man, and really make a nice little investment into it, and then make a run for something like big? I'm trying to tell you, ladies, you will be so proud of yourself. And one of the things that you said, though, too, paper, that made a whole lot of sense is that when you start going legal and you start getting that legal money, it really means something to you because you worked hard for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a different type of, you know what I mean?
That thousand
Yeah,
dollars, you have more respect for that $1,000 when you earn it legally versus illegally. Like well, let me speak for myself. I know I did. Like, because if I could make $1,000 and illegally, and it only take me 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna respect it as much. But if it takes
exactly.
me a week to make $1,000, that $1,000 means a little bit more to me.
You know why? Because you're gonna start thinking like, dang, hold on, I got this G. I can't just spend this. You did what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I was telling my guys, like when I used to come in on like Saturday mornings after leaving from like seven dudes, it's like, man, I got money all in my shoe soles, all in my
Yeah.
back pocket, all in my pockets in my coat. When I counted, I'm going to
Right.
go get me some shoes. I'm already going. I already know I'm going to go hit the mall. I'm about to get fresh, and I'm going over to the private eye. I'm going over to the
Right.
district, whatever was popping. But when you save it, and another thing, look, Nicole was just saying, she's online and she says, prepare your future and create generational wealth.
That's my
How
favorite.
important is that, man?
It's super important. It's super important. Can I tell a story real quick? This is just funny.
Yeah,
I remember you had that big ass deuce in the court. It was a big dumbass glass house. It was a big car, and
that orange one, that was
I
that
don't
Cadillac, wasn't it? The
I can't remember what it
the
was, a four
70.
door,
Yep, the 70,
and
the 74 to Dandyville.
we were Funny, I can't believe this shit. We were um we were headed to Private Eye.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I was in the passenger seat. We were both flyers. We were both fly as shit, bro. We was both fly as shit. I was in the passenger seat. You were in the driver's seat, and police got behind us. You are so funny, man. And the police
Oh,
were
and I took off on y'all.
like,
I took
but
off
you
on
did it.
y'all.
You
I
did it
ran
so
on y'all niggas.
you did it so smooth. I was like, never again, man.
Hey, listen, they pulled us over, right? And so they was getting our ID. Oh, and so listen, they getting our ID and stuff like that. So when he go back to the police car, boom, I dipped on him. I dashed her.
I think all you did was literally pull the car over really
Yeah.
calm, really smooth, and slow. Put it in park and jet it out the window.
Hey, and
Oh,
I listen, and I still went to the private eye that night. I went to the crib. I went to the crib and jumped in my baby mama car and still went to the club that night. Yeah, we was fresh though that night. I remember. I know what you're talking about,
the
man. Who
police.
car did we borrow?
I
Who
don't
car
know
was
whose
that?
car that was. I thought it was
Man.
yours. I don't know.
No, no, that was. I think that might have been a dope fiend rental or something. But
But
yeah,
I
because I
know
remember.
the
Yeah.
cops right up to the car with the gun. I'm like, who was that? I was like, I don't know who she was. I think her name is Cinnamon. I said, I think her name is Cinnamon. I was like, I don't know who she is.
Hey, yeah, man. But yeah,
Good times,
hey,
man.
them was them nights though. But
That
you
was
know
good.
what? I said all of that to say this paper. Man, we done seen it. Okay, we done got it from the mud. And let's backtrack. So listen to this, people. Um, to be an adult doesn't just mean that, you know what I mean, okay, I'm 18 or I'm 20, I'm having sex, I'm drinking and I'm smoking. To me, I feel like if you're going to be an adult out here in this world, you got to start making some choices that's going to benefit you, not only for now, taking care of yourself financially, making sure you're financially straight. And then what you said, Paper Paul, too, though, is to think for the future. A lot of people ain't thinking for, like, tomorrow. You never see anybody really like putting up something, you know what I mean, for a rainy day. You know what I mean? If you really want to be about your grown man BI, or you want to really be like a female boss, it's okay to take a trip and go do your thing, or jump out here and be fresh. But I be trying to say, why not just make sure that you got it together so when you go ball out and when you come back home, you still there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you didn't bring it all with you.
Right.
So,
Yeah, for real. You
you
didn't
know
take
what
it
I
all
mean?
with you.
You didn't take it
Straight up.
all with you. My last few trips have all been tied around things I do.
Right.
So I went out to New York. Went out to New York for a couple of days. Went and spoke with a guy out there who has a liquidation warehouse. Right. I think my last real trip was probably uh, like vacation. I want to say probably was like Arizona or something. But anytime I travel, when I went to Dallas, it was for real estate. When I went to Atlanta, it was for real estate. Anytime I travel, I try to make it around what I do, so
Yep.
that I could kill two birds with one stone. When I went out to
Exactly.
Vegas, it was for real estate. You know what I mean? So like, did I have a good time in Vegas? Yeah, but I also was out there for a couple conferences. So
Hmm.
like, let's say a girl gets her income tax back. I'm just using a female for example, and she wants to jump into selling wigs or something. Obviously, the wigs are cheap in China, but you ain't gonna take a trip to China. You may not want to take a trip to China. Take a trip to Canal Street in New York,
Yep.
right?
Or go out to LA. LA
Or
got
go
some.
out
Yep.
to LA and
Yep.
kill two birds with one stone. Kick it, but also be out there on some motherfucking business. Go out
Exactly.
there, touch the wigs, test it. Go to a couple factories.
Hey, and but
Find a distributor.
there it is. Lakeisha just said she just bagged up with you, like boom, and she says, work and play, and then get the tax write
Man,
off as well. You did.
all you gotta do is buy a notebook and a
Yep.
piece of paper, a
Yep.
notebook and a pen, and you
And
write the
and to
whole
save
fucking
some
trip off.
receipts. You
Yep,
dig what I'm
you write
saying?
the whole trip off, bro. Write the
Write
whole
the
trip
whole
off.
trip off. Did y'all hear that? So listen to what Paper Paul just said. Now listen to what Lakeisha is saying. She's saying, okay, so say you sell lashes. You selling
Yep.
lashes and you selling lace fronts, and you need your wigs and stuff like that. In the city, whether it's New York or whether it's LA, they got the best stuff for the cheapest prices. So that's where it's gonna come in at, when it's gonna come in at a bulk. So why not just go out to New York and, man, hey, go out to a club and hit a club, but when you during the daytime, make sure you go into one of these
Mind your
places where
business.
you can buy you something in a bulk and send it home. Because I mean, true as it is, though, remember when we did that Maury Povich type stuff? You dig what I'm saying? Remember
Yeah,
when I
I
was
was
on the
yeah,
Maury? Okay,
yeah.
so listen to this. As crazy as the Maury show may seem, I thought about the whole thing business wise, right? Because for one, the baby wasn't mine, but they wanted to make it a show. So guess what they did? They paid me for missing days at work. So they paid me every day that I missed at work. Then when I didn't want to be on the show, they sent me across to the Foot Locker because you remember where TRL used to be at, where they used to do MTV videos. Right down there where you used to be able to see that Foot Locker, that's where the Maury show is at. Man, them people sent me over there, man, and bought me all kind of Timberlands and like Air Force Ones. Now I said that to say this: the girl who was on the show, who was having all of these guys being tested for a baby dad, her mom and them was down there buying clothes in a bulk, sending them back with their uncle. They
Telling
was
you.
coming to New York buying clothes. And so when I looked at it, it was all like a money scam. It was all about people getting money out here. We having fun. We went to the club, but at the end of the day, I need this check. What is this check about? How much you gonna pay me for getting such and such here? And so it went down like that. Who was that? Maya?
That's
Maya,
Maya.
you supposed to been on the show.
I know.
Right, you've been at Planet
She one
Fitness.
of my.
Ain't that the braider?
Yeah, Lakeisha. She one of
Right.
my mentees. You know what I'm saying? She be killing it on the lashes. You
Yeah,
feel me?
that's my little niece right there, little Maya, man. And I talked to her about being on the show, talking to people that's what up under 21 about the businesses, side hustles, working, doing eyelashes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you see, we got the show going on. So I don't want to just see you at Planet Fitness. I want you on here dropping some knowledge. Bet
I,
we is it a deal?
it's a deal.
All right, and I'm gonna teach you how to cut hair. Remember, we got a deal. There it
And
is.
it's love, you know.
Yep. Okay, but yeah, so listen to what they just said though, y'all. And then Keisha said, work and play, then do it as a tax write-off. If you
Yeah.
save your receipts and then you use it as a business trip or saying what you was doing, you can write that off at tax time. You dig what I'm saying? And so that's reason why y'all gotta be, you know what I mean? Be smarter, man. You know, that's all I'm trying to say, you know, because Paul, it all started when like last week, man, I was trying to talk a little bit about Black Wall Street. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. You read a lot, you know what I mean? And us as black people, man, you know, we starting to get back there. You know, it's a lot of successful black people in this world. But then, you know, when you come in from your community and you start seeing us, man, if we can break bread together, if we can party together, and we can hang together, we supposed to help each other rise. You know what I mean? That's where
Yeah,
I was trying to go with it.
I think it's very important that I got a couple of guys that always get on my top for like, why don't we invest? Why don't we invest with let's start a business, let's get into a business with each other. And even though they my peoples, I think what's important is that you you gotta everybody that's together has to be on the same page, have the same
Exactly.
mission statement, same vision statement. So if anybody out there listening, if you do plan to go on business with somebody, make sure, I mean, y'all probably got the same, the same destination is to get money, but the path may not be, y'all may not, the paths may not line up. You may have a different way, and this person may have a different way, even though y'all want the same destination. So I would only, go into business with people who I know we are on the same fucking page. That way,
And also too, not to cut you off,
even if the
make
hiccups.
sure that they got that drive and they got that ambition. You know,
Correct,
if
correct.
they ain't hungry and they don't really want it, don't go into business with somebody, then you wind up doing all the work and then they slacking. But then again, they also
Correct.
want their hands out when it's time to cash out. So I feel you on that. That's a good tip.
I got several. I got three business partners. One of them, he's the tech. I'm the foot on the ground. It works
Hmm.
perfectly. We got the same mission statement. We got the same vision statement, and we play our roles to a T. You know,
Okay.
I just think it's important to be on the same page. That's if you only mention. I'm only mentioning that just in case you guys thinking like, shit. Let's pull some money together
Yeah. Yeah.
and let's open up something or let's
Yeah.
do something.
Because you know, synergy is always good if it's on
You
the
have to
same
have
thing.
it. You
So,
have to have it.
but at the same time, give them an example of what you're saying a vision statement is and what's a mission statement, because same page, it means something. So you know, I know what you mean, but give it to them raw.
So like when I say vision statement, obviously I'm saying you guys got to have the same vision. Like I'm just using vision statement as the key word, but both you and that person have to have the same vision. You have to say, okay, listen, I'm willing to not take a profit until this business sees a profit. I'm willing to reinvest back every single dime that we make until the business is grossing X amount of dollars. If both of y'all don't feel that way, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
I'm not saying those are the exact things you gotta, you know what I mean, but it's just not gonna work.
Right.
Mission statement meaning like this is how we're gonna get there. Like this is what we stand by. We stand by customer service first. We stand by quality control. Our product has got to be tip top before we get it out. That's what I mean by mission statement. It's like y'all respect the product, y'all have the same respect for the product, and you want to see the product and the business as a whole, look good, and you guys have the same idea in the same direction on getting to that end goal, to that path. So
Okay. Yep.
bottom line is you and those people got to be on the same fucking page, word for word.
Yeah.
One sentence off, it could crumble the whole business,
Yeah.
right? It's got
And
to
make
be
sure.
word for
Yep.
word.
And make sure you stand on it too. All right.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna give them a little bit conclusion before I go. But before I let you go, if you had any gem to drop on these ladies that's getting their taxes during this time, or anybody, you know what I mean? And I hate to keep saying it like this, because a lot of guys I know be waiting on chicks to cash out so they
yeah.
could try to ride their coattail. And what I would like to say to them, I'll say that a little bit later. I want you to give them a gem. What would you leave on their mind? Give them something, you know what I mean, from Paper Paul, that they can take with and they can run with, that that they can use.
Just don't fall for the okie doke. It first of all is money. Like if you rewire your brain, like if you're getting a large lump sum back in taxes, just in my world, that means you don't make enough money at your job, right? You're not in a certain tax bracket. Like I
Mm.
gotta pay taxes. I don't
Right.
get shit back. I gotta pay that shit.
Right.
So I don't look
That's like
forward,
G Nice. G Nice, like, I wait to the very last minute because you know what I
man.
mean? I ain't
Hey,
getting nothing. Right.
I ain't getting shit. So like if you're anticipating this, that's cool, that's fine, but you need to truly be honest with yourself. Like, is that the way you're gonna roll for the rest of your life? Only
Exactly.
making $30,000 a year? You need
Yeah.
to be wiring your brain to try to make $30,000 a motherfucking month.
Right.
You see
That
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Rewire your brain. So when you get that lump sum back, if you don't necessarily have to spend on anything, don't just let it sit back and chill. Just let it marinate real quick, and then take your time and then think about what you really want to do with it. You know what I mean? Just don't jump right into it. Like, girl, I'm about to go get my hair done, my nails done. I'm about to go get the kids shoes. Woo, woo. No, just sit back and chill. Just sit back and chill on it real quick. Just
Right.
sit on it. Sit
Right.
on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just sit on it. If you don't know what the fuck you want to do, just sit on it.
Yeah.
You don't
And
have to. You don't have
yeah.
to dump
You
that
don't have
money
to do
right back
nothing.
into the economy like that.
Straight up. Unless it's like a bill that you gotta pay, that you gotta necessarily gotta catch up on. Yeah, go get them
Right.
people out your face. But other than that, you don't gotta do it.
I
But
don't, and
listen,
I'm not an advocate of like doing shit like going out and getting a new car, having car payments. I don't believe in that. Like I'm not an advocate in paying up your rent for 6 months. I don't do no shit. Like I don't, that's just me. I like, you worked hard for that money, you got it. Just sit back and chill. Just sit back
right.
and chill. If you don't know what to do, just sit back and chill. Don't make no
Okay.
hasty moves. Don't give it to no nigga to try to flip. No weird shit like that. Like,
Yeah. Because it might not work out in your favor.
yeah, it's not gonna work out.
There it
It's not
is.
gonna work
But listen to this, my dude. Man, it was a pleasure, man. So now we got it down packed. You definitely got to show up on the ball head nuts and come rock with me and G Nice on a Wednesday. When you kickstart your thing, I'm gonna slide through and bless your stage too. You dig what I'm
Please
saying?
do. Please
It's
do.
yes,
Please
for
do.
sure, for sure. And man, listen, I love you, my dude, and we're gonna
Yeah.
get together.
Salute, bro.
There it is. Paper Paul, holla.
Already.
Already. Okay, so listen to that. That's my brother from another mother. I'm talking about, man, this man, we grew up from like way back, man. And so, I got a lot of love and respect for what he be saying, because I know when he do something, he gonna give it 100%. And so if I can give y'all any knowledge before I get up out of here, fellas, if you know a lady that's getting her taxes, man, do me a favor, man. Don't get down on her for her taxes or try to finagle her out of her stuff, man. So you can go get high, so you can go look fly and go over another chick's house, or just you want to ball or shine for like the moment. Don't do that, man. One of the things that he said that I think is so sincere, he said, if you anticipating tax time, then you already in the wrong tax bracket. Because really, bosses and people that's really trying to boss up and level up and get money, they have to pay taxes. They owe taxes. They ain't really getting no money. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I love y'all, and I know what it's like to be out here struggling, to be a single parent, to you know what I mean, to work all year, and then all of a sudden when you get something, you anticipate and you want to go get your nails done and your feet done. You want to really look like a queen that you are. You know what I mean? It's inside of you. But only thing I'm trying to tell you, this is not to point fingers at you, or try to beat you down or beat you over the head. But what if you can just take that money, like he said, sit back for a minute and just think, like, okay, number one thing that I'm gonna do always, whenever you touch some money like that, pray about that. Pray about that money. You dig what I'm saying? And make sure that you dig what I'm saying. If you go into church or something like that, take a little small something, you know what I mean, and bless somebody. Because when you blessing other people, you telling God that I listen, I love you. Boom, I'm expecting you. This is yours in the first place. You gave it to me, so I'm giving it to you so you can give it back. You dig what I'm saying? So always keep God first when you get some money and understand where you got this gift from. The Bible says all good gifts come from above, down from the Father of lights, in whom there is no partiality. So be thankful. Take that money, ladies, man, and make sure that you can do something smooth for your kids. Nicole said, create a generational wealth. Lakeisha was saying, if you're gonna be about your business and this and that, go ahead and do stuff and be smart. Write down your receipts. Keep all of your receipts and write everything down that you're doing so you can use it as a tax write-off. It was a lot of knowledge that was dropped today, man. So I'm hoping that y'all ate it up and that y'all use it, because if you really gonna be a boss and you really gonna be a queen, you got to move and you got to think like one. And if you really grown, then start acting like it. Grown people ain't just out here spending their money recklessly and then going back and looking bills in the face, or taking their money, getting drunk, being slapped, waking up and don't even know where you at. Oh, you done smoke real good, you done drink real good. Now by May and June, you back broke. You dig what I'm saying? I wouldn't be bare truth if I didn't give it to you the truth. Listen, I only gave it to you because I love y'all. I'ma holler at y'all. Listen and learn money.